Monday Night Football, baby. We're here.
There's only one other good play on Minnesota.
Touchdown in 46 seconds. Punches back. Touchdown.
Oh, if you didn't know, it's the Print Factory, the early edition on a Thursday afternoon here, talking a little NFL Showdown on DraftKings with the BIGT himself at Big T44 DFS on Twitter. Tony, we got an awesome game here. A little weather to talk about, but Seattle, LA Rams in Seattle. In this game could very well determine this division, how this game goes. So this is a massive game here in week 16 to start us off.
Yeah, as big as it gets, the two best teams right now, or most people think the two best teams. What are the odds? Are they the two favorites odds-wise?
I know the Rams are obviously I would assume Rams and Bills, but that's just my guess.
Well, I was talking NFC mainly. Yeah, I mean, but it is Rams are three. Yeah, they're the two favorites overall. By Seattle's 650 and Denver and Buffalo are over 8. So the two favorites in all of football. You hate no one hates Seattle more than you. I can't wait till they own you.
I
Your
love
smile. I can't wait.
I love
You've been hating on them all year. I can't wait.
Listen, I've been drafting best ball teams left and fucking right. I'll tell you one thing about the NFC. I'm in on that division. So if that division doesn't come out of the NFC, I'm not going to be a happy camper because I got a shit.
There's no way they're not coming out of the NFC. Like, no.
The only way I could see it. Well, okay. If we took that, let's take that division out real quick, Tony. Let's play this game real quick. We take San Francisco, Seattle, and the Rams out of the conversation, right? Because those three are making the playoffs. Those three teams are making the playoffs. So take them out. There's 4 other teams in the NFC. Who is the team you give the best shot at running that table in getting past at least 1 or 2 of those teams?
I mean, it would have to be the Eagles, but
have to be.
I just don't. We at least know they can do it. Like when
Detroit
it comes
has
together,
way too many injuries. Like,
yeah, I don't think they can do it either. But they at least we've seen them do it. Like if it just came together, like I wouldn't be stunned. But the problem for the Eagles is they might have to beat all 3 of them. Like they might have to go boom, boom,
they're
boom.
They're gonna have to beat 2 at least.
Yeah, so
right. I think
in this game tonight could very easily determine who goes to the Super Bowl because. Well, Seattle for sure. Seattle's got a great home field advantage. The Rams, I mean, they don't need home field as much. The Rams can win anywhere, and their home field just isn't as significant. But Seattle, if you give Seattle the 1 seed, I feel even better about what they got going on. Because games like tonight, the weather's just sloppy out there, and Seattle's just good in those conditions.
This was the one team I was actually thinking about.
They're not going to the Super Bowl.
No, yeah.
I love Chicago too. They're just a little bit too early. They're a little bit.
You know what? Would it shock you though if Chicago pulled like a Washington out of their ass and like won 2 games they probably shouldn't have won and got to like?
I mean,
would that
I kind of agree with my man Jay Munchichi. They're closer to just not making the playoffs than going to the Super Bowl. And I love Chicago. I'm happy with what they're doing, but
they're gonna have to lose at least 2 of their 3 games, and that's if everything goes right for the Lions or the Packers. Because I don't see how they're not making the playoffs unless they just go really bad the next.
Yeah, but I mean they play the Packers, the Lions, and the Niners. They could easily lose all 3.
Yeah, I mean,
all 3 of those games are tough.
Hey, we bet the Bears this week, okay? We're fucking Bears fans right now.
I love the Bears. I'm not saying they're going to miss for the record. I think
Tony's already trying to jinx our 9-leg bet.
I'm just saying. And like, tell me week 18, though, if it's Lion Bears to get in the playoffs, That you're not a little concerned that the Lions are just gonna take them
the
down
one
and get in.
matchup with the Bears I'm concerned about is the Lions, and Dan Campbell whooped that ass last time, and I'm a little worried about that.
And for all the marbles too, the Lions are a little more battle tested. The Bears better win this week. If the Bears don't win this week, it gets dicey.
I'll tell you right now, though, the NFL wants nothing more than that game to be that significant. Because the Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell narrative. Do you remember after that game, Ben Johnson, he comes in and the reporter asked him about Dan Campbell, maybe running the score up a little bit because he went for it on fourth down. I don't know if you remember this, but he went for it on fourth down. They scored at the end of the game when the game was already over. And Ben Johnson just looked at the reporter and goes, "It's Dan Campbell. That's what he does. He goes for it on fourth down." Like that's what he.
And he does it every time. So
But you could tell, though, there was a little soreness there when the question was asked. Like, it sucks, dude. It sucks when you get the score run up on you. Like, I'm sure it does by a friend. No matter. If it's me and you, Tony, I'd want to run the score up on you too, and I know you'd do the same.
And those are the things that just, again, like we've been around sports our whole life. Those are the things that just don't bother me. And I've been on. Now coaching, like I was usually on the good side of blowouts, but I've been on the bad. Like in football in high school, we sucked in football. We were great in basketball. I didn't get my feelings hurt when we got crushed. Like they were better than us. Keep scoring. And then vice versa. I don't understand when people get mad about that stuff. Just who cares? Like, okay, instead of beating us by 40, you beat us by 48. Like, who cares? Like, it's the same difference. But I know a lot of people get butthurt by it.
That's the one thing, though, about growing up in sports, Tony. Like you have, like I have, where we played sports our whole life growing up, like all year round too, probably. And it's like, you're gonna be on bad ends of blowouts. Like you just learn to deal with it. It sucks.
And you're not like happy, but okay, so you scored a touchdown with 2 minutes left. Like, are my feelings really that much more hurt?
No.
Like, it's one thing if they're like totally rubbing it in your face too at the end. If they're blowing you out, that's different. But if they're just running plays,
like if Dan Campbell's throwing 50-yard go routes to J-Mo at the end, like.
But if they're just running it up the middle and they score and they're like, okay, whatever. If they shoot a 3-pointer with 48 seconds left, okay, so what? If they dunk it on you in transition.
Mercy rules, these are adults. There should no such thing as a mercy rule. These are men in sports. Okay, no mercy. You lose. No mercy rule.
The only time I think that it could be in play is like the last 2 minutes of, because it happens in like men's leagues, like if it's just a total shellacking and there's 2 minutes left in basketball, I'm talking about, not football, but
okay.
Just like the refs, just okay. It's once they start passing it around and the game's clearly over, just it's never going to happen in professional sports, but
difference with the men's league and these are pros, these are professionals. Men's league,
there's just a point where it's stupid though. It's everyone knows it's over.
Yeah, but you're hooping, you know what I mean? Yeah. You're playing, I guess you could just sit there and let the clock run out.
And we've seen the flip side too. We've seen a lot of big comebacks. I mean, stuff happens. Weird stuff happens.
Absolutely. Massive comebacks. So yeah, whatever. I thought it was interesting though. So you think Philly would be the team if you had to? I don't think you're wrong.
Because I'm definitely not going to say the Carolina division. I don't believe in Chicago. If Detroit, I don't even believe if Detroit got in, they can't run the table. Green Bay can't run the table. No, I don't see it. I mean, San Fran could. I don't think San Fran will either.
But this was taking San Fran out, right? We were taking San Fran, Seattle, and the Rams.
No, I know the division, but I'm just saying
those are the three best teams. So.
And I don't really think San Fran can beat both of them either. I kind of think it's a 2-horse race.
I think the only team that could beat both of them is San Fran. Because
they could beat anybody.
The vision, the knowledge, the coaching, the system, even though they lost a ton of guys. I'm telling you right now, the Rams don't want to see San Francisco, even though I think they're the best team. And I don't think Seattle wants to see them either.
Yeah. Their problem is that their defense is significantly behind, I think.
But the coaching on their defense is not.
That's correct.
That's the key. And their coaching is what keeps them around. And that's my point of that they have a better chance, I think, with the teams that they know very well. They've played multiple times. They know the coaching on the other side very well. I think they have a better honestly against those type of teams that in their heads, they're like, we've beaten these teams before.
Oh,
We
yeah.
played these teams good.
I mean, we watched San Fran take it to the Rams that one game when they were shorthanded.
That's because when San Fran's on and their offense,
Yeah,
and
they're
they can
going to
run
win.
the football, like, man, they're good. Like when it's Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's the problem. Like if he's not
Dude,
good,
but
they
those
won't win.
advanced numbers, did you see that dude that posts those charts on Twitter? Like, it's
No.
crazy how good his advanced numbers are. Like, it's insane.
No, but I'm saying it's not going to be Christian McCaffrey or the coaching or it's going to be Brock Purdy at the end of the day. Like, can he win it for them at the end of the day is going to be the key. I'm not saying he can't. I'm saying he's going to be the reason they move forward or they don't. It's not going to be anything. I don't think it's going to be the defense as much as you think their defense is banged up. I don't think it's going to be the defense. But all right, there we go. There's a little talk on this NFC. I mean, NFC's loaded. NFC's going to be great. I can't wait for we got massive games. This game, the Packers-Bears game. There's a lot of good games this week in the NFC, Tony.
Yeah, there's a lot of good games and a lot of bad games, which I actually like because you can kind of narrow it down and see a couple of them you're excited about and stuff. So, yeah, we're getting to the end of it. You got some big-time games here as we get to the end of the season.
All right, so let's get to this game here. Seattle and LA. This game is in Seattle. Rams obviously won the first game in LA. And like we said, pretty much if Seattle wins, they kind of control their own destiny to win out and get the division, right? If the Rams win, they pretty much lock it up here or, have a very, very good chance of winning the division at that point as well. So huge game. Now, interesting, the total, I think it opened 45.5, 46.5, somewhere around there. And it got bet down, Tony. It's around 42.5, I think, on DraftKings right now. Maybe it settled at 43, but I saw 42.5. So the totals come down a little bit. And I know there's weather in this game. There might be a little rain, but the wind is a big thing. I see all this stuff on Twitter. There's going to be wind gusts up to 40, 50 miles an hour, might settle down at like 15 to 25. I'm not a weatherman. I don't know. But it sounds like it could be very windy. Now, how much does that matter? You always tell me that when it comes to weather, you don't give a shit unless you see that total trickle down. And you start to see that total come down a few points, and then you start to pay attention. So when are you already paying attention? Are you like, oh shit, this thing's been bet down a few points, a lot of money coming in on the under? How are you going about like that, maybe from a betting angle before you get to the game?
Yeah, so I always like to get a feel for it too with kind of what everyone's talking about because you get the chatter and my office is like echoing hard today. I don't understand why.
Really? I don't hear any echo.
No, it's just on my end. It's like when you're in like a room and it like I don't know how to describe it. Like you can hear
I know what
like
you're
echoing.
talking about. Like you can just hear it on your
I got the soundproof things, but it like echoes on me. Like it's like I'm in an empty room, even though I'm not. I don't know why it's doing this.
Yeah, your room is not empty.
I'm a professional though. I'll deal with it.
I bet in that office, it is not. You cram a lot of stuff in that office.
Yeah, there's a million things in here.
Yeah,
it's weird. But I always listen to the chatter. Everyone's kind of talking about it, so I assume everyone's leaning under. And honestly, I looked this morning on some of the sharper books, and it was 42.5. Now I see 43.5 at some sharp books. I lean over. I just don't skew as much. I even was looking at some of the weather things where the wind kind of might go down this is taking it even further, but the wind kind of symmetric a little bit with the field.
They have the like partial roof.
Yeah, it's like lateral. It's down the middle. So when the wind goes cross, it makes it harder, but it's kind of with the stadium, which means one quarter you might have an advantage and one you might not. But I just think these offenses are good. I think they'll find a way to score points. I lean over, and by over, I'm not saying this is one of those games that is 38-35 or something, but 43.5, 43 points is not that many points. I mean, you're talking what 24-21 is an over there. So I lean over. I think somewhere in the 20s though, like a 28-24 type game is where I'm at. 27-23. something like that. Close game.
I'm with you 100%. I think this is over. You got two really good teams. And again, like these guys, they've played in this type of weather before. It's not like Matthew Stafford's, I think he's going to be fine. Sam Darnold. I mean, we watched that game. How many turnovers did he have? I think it was like 4 interceptions in that game, and they still had a chance to win at the end. And that was with them turning the ball over constantly. Like, take a few turnovers away. Like Sam Darnold, I think will be better at home here. So yeah, I'm with you. I kind of like the over here as well. One other thing to touch on, Davante Adams not in for this game. I think it's the first game he's fully missed all year. Maybe there was one more game in there. I can't remember. I know Puka's missed a game or two. I think it was one game, but maybe two. But Davante, Tony, I talked about it on one of our other shows, but this dude he's their goal line offense. He's their number one target when they get down in the goal line. It's not the running backs. It's not it's Davante Adams. He is first and everyone's after him. They love throwing those 50-50 balls up to him because they think with Davante, it's like, I don't know, 75-25. That's how good he is. so they just do, McVay's a sharp dude. Like he just is like, yeah, this isn't 50-50 with Davante. It's not. He's better than that. So now you take that out and it's like, what are they going to do at the goal line now? Because they're not going to run those plays with Tutu Atwell, Keontae, as much as I know you're a Mumfield guy, but they're not running those plays with Mumfield.
I mean, I love Mom, but yeah, he's obviously not.
No, but I'm saying like
he's obviously not Davante. No one's Davante down in there.
But they won't run those with Puka even. They don't run those plays with other guys. So what do they do at the goal line? Is it more running at the goal in the goal line situations? Is it more of the tight ends? Because they do love the tight ends a lot here. What do you think about that? Do you think that hurts the offense for the Rams at all?
I mean, obviously it hurts, but I don't think it impacts long term. I think an injury like that would hurt a team more than short term. I mean, he's so good at scheming. I mean, it's going to sound bad, but like, yeah, obviously they're better with Davante. Like no one can deny that. But in a 1-game sample, you got tons of guys that can make up for it. You can get the running backs into it. You can get the tight ends into it, just like you just said. You can run some gimmicky stuff for a month, even though it's not the same as Davante. He's explosive. You can run end arounds, indie special, all kinds of stuff. They're so good coaching. These coaching, that's another reason I love these two teams. The coaching's just awesome. And San Fran's awesomely coached. So you got 3 teams that are just coached so well. So that's another reason we like them. You're missing Davante, and I'm on Seattle, but like my opinion wouldn't change at all whether Davante was in or out tonight. And I don't think the spread would change really. If he was in, I think it'd be the exact same numbers, really. Maybe total.
I literally think it would be like -110, -110.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like a hair it could move, but yeah.
I think the line wasn't it a pick 'em earlier in the week, and then it kind of moved some Seattle money after.
Anything below 3, I don't really even acknowledge.
It's like you said, it's small at that point. It's still pretty small.
If it gets up to a key number, I would definitely acknowledge it. But I mean, sitting at 1.5, like even right now, it's 1.5. If it goes back 1.5 the other way, I wouldn't worry about that either. Like it's just it could easily.
Yeah, I agree with you. Got a winners season with Rump here. That's right, Stephanie. What's up? People in the chat, appreciate you guys watching. If you could smash the like button on this video, doing this video a little early, so maybe we'll get a few more rewatches later. If you're watching later, if you're watching live, smash the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're not already subscribed. RumpYourSports.com for all your DFS and sports betting needs. We got you covered. It's the holiday season, and we want you guys to check out RumpYourSports.com. If you haven't checked it out, you want to try it out, you want to become a member, you can send Big T a little message on DMs at Big T44DFS on Twitter. Say, hey, Big T, I'm looking for a promo code. I want to try it out. I want to check out Rump Your Sports. He'll hook you up. Holiday season, holiday tea. He's going to give you a little promo code, get you ready for the holidays, get you ready for all the big sports that we've got throughout December and January, obviously with the NFL playoffs. College football playoffs are going on or coming. Is it
Tomorrow
starting
night, game
week?
1 tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. See, I'm not the college guy, so you gotta ask Big T. But Big T crushes college football. Bruce crushes college football. Third and Schlong, Rubio, these guys smash. Gotta check it out. Obviously, college basketball is going on right now. Our guy Stevie Boynton and Gavin crushing the college basketball streets, and NBA, NHL. We've got it all. So try it out, check it out. If you're a big sports guy and you love sports like us, I think you'll be happy with the product here. All right, Tony, let's dive into the game here. You obviously said you're on Seattle. So I assume for DFS, you're going to like Seattle for captains maybe, but it does seem like everyone's going to the same two guys, which kind of makes sense for these teams. Puka Nacua, JSN, by far going to be the two most popular captain plays on the slate. And it looks like they're coming in the exact same. Sabres got them like 22%. I could see one getting to like 25, but that kind of checks out for these two teams. I mean, no Devontae Adams obviously is going to bump up Puka a little bit. Do you have a lean though between Puka, JSN? I assume it's JSN because you're on the Seattle side, but maybe the Devontae thing is kind of swinging you a little bit.
No, I mean, they're both just I really don't know how I don't play both of them anyways. I mean, yeah, you can pick and choose, but as we go down, you'll see there's tons of value guys. So many value. I even think there's value guys that we can make in the captain to where you can play more studs. That's not usually the case for me either, but some of these cheap guys tonight are really, really good plays. So I'll just say with these two, I want them on all my teams, or almost all my teams. I mean, they're coming in. What are they coming in overall? They're got to be close to 80-90% overall.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I want to be above the field no matter what they are. I'm just going to play them. There's too much value, so I'm going to play them. If I had to pick, I mean, sure, I would take probably JSN, but literally, it's no. I mean, I'm just going to have them both. I don't even want to pick because I want them both.
Well, just for the purposes of the show, I think it helps just because some people might only have one team tonight and they got to choose between playing one in the captain and one in the flex. And I agree with you 100%. Like if you're playing multiple teams, you probably should just, play both, right? Have some of each guy. But if you are someone who's only playing one lineup, three lineups, and you're trying to take a stand at captain and you want only one of these guys.
I think the stand is to not play either in the captain. And that might be where I end up.
That is different. But I'm saying if you wanted one of these two guys, I would
JSN, I'll say by a hair.
Okay, and I'll say Puka just by a hair.
And I think Puka will be higher, but not by much, but Puka will be higher owned just because he's projected a little bit higher.
And it makes sense with no Devontae. But you got to also remember, too, these are two teams like JSN had a 40% first read target share last week. Puka Nacua had a 34% first read target share, and that's with Devontae Adams, who is next in line with 25%. And the Rams, one of the highest first read target shares last week in all of football. They were the highest team, 88%, almost 89%. So everything is like designed with the Rams. That's the one good thing about the Rams is you kind of have an idea, Tony, of like where the football's going to. Now Devontae's out, and it's like, okay, now there's a little uncertainty because it's like, is it the backup tight ends? Is it one of these random wide receivers? But we know for a fact Puka is going to get designed. Like he is going to be just like JSN. They're going to get him the ball. They'll find ways to get him the rock.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're gonna scheme it up for sure. No doubt about it. And it's just that's the easy part of the slate for me. Just one reason to maybe not play either one of them in the. And again, when I say not play them, that doesn't mean in all your teams.
No, I like it though. Yeah.
And most people, I think, do play like 3 to 5 has to be the average of people watching this. 3 to 5 teams. And I think that's a good number tonight where you can just play a Puka captain, a JSN captain, and then maybe get creative on a couple more captains as we go down. even if I was playing 5 teams, I think I would move my captains around more. Lately, there's been a few games where I've said I'm just playing one captain. Last week was Bijan in this game. But tonight, I think there's a lot of really good plays on this slate. Like price-wise, just incredible plays. And you got the studs. Like you got studs you want to play. So
yeah. It's definitely one of those slates, Tony, where if you wanted to get cute with a cheap captain, I don't hate it as much because there's a lot of cheap plays, but there's also a lot of studs. If you want to jam the studs, if you had to pick going down the list outside of Puka and JSN, who's like your next 1 or 2 guys that you could play in the captain?
You're gonna spoil it by going down because it's gonna talk about some of the value guys.
Oh, well, then do you want to just wait and go down as we go down, and you can talk about?
It's gonna make the show short if I go into the cheaper guys I like because it just builds the slate the way it is for me at least.
All right, so fair enough. All right, so we talked about the main two cogs.
I'll say to finish your first part.
Yeah,
I wouldn't play a quarterback captain tonight. Not with the upside of these two. Maybe you think different because you love Stafford, but I like Stafford too and Darnold, just not in the captain. I don't.
No,
just play the receivers if you want to go up.
I agree with that. I won't play a quarterback in the captain as much as I love Stafford, just because of one reason with Stafford, Tony. I know for a fact Sean McVay is very sharp, and he is going to, with Devontae Adams out, you are going to see a lot more stuff with the running backs.
Yeah.
I think you see them use the running backs a lot more. I've watched the Rams a lot through the last couple of years, and whenever McVay loses like a key piece to the offensive line or to their offense in general, you see it just feels like you see Kyron just get involved more. And you see the running back, like the running game. And even in the last Seattle game, in Seattle, we can go into this now, but Seattle's a tough team. Like their defense is very good. They've got a solid secondary. They've got a good run defense. But even in that game, like McVay was trying to run the football. Go back and watch that game. Kyron Williams you saw a heavy dose of Kyron Williams in that game. And then kind of after that game, they started to incorporate Blake Corum even a little more. But go back. I mean, you see it, 12 carries, 91 yards. He averaged 7.6 yards per carry. They were probably giving a lot of respect to Stafford in the passing game, obviously. So that does help. But Kyron was good in that game. And he only had 12 carries, too, on top of it. But he was very, very effective in that spot. And Blake Corum was also, someone that they were trying to give the football. So that just tells you, though, like he was trying to run the football, even though they have Stafford. And I think you see it even more with Devontae out here. So I think, Kyron gets, I think him and Corum, I bet you they get, 25 to 30 touches together, probably.
Yeah, especially with all the conditions. I totally agree.
Yeah. So, all right, let's go down. You said you don't like the quarterbacks in the captain, but what about in the flex, Tony? Are you gonna make a rule like I only want one quarterback, or are you okay with double quarterback builds? Because you're obviously playing JSN Puka.
Yeah, and as you've talked about before too, like in the top price range, Kenny Walker, we're just not gonna like. At least I'm not gonna like. This will be the one game when he finally crushes because I don't like the running game at all versus the Rams.
This was the one game he crushed, I think, recently.
I know. It's going to haunt me when he's the guy that does it all tonight because I'm going to be lowest on him for sure and Charbs just because they're up there. But just naturally, it's going to push me to play Darnold and then either Stafford or Kyron. And I like a lot of the things you were talking about with Kyron and Corum, where I think they're going to be used more. Corum keeps looking good too, honestly, in the cheaper range. Like looks very solid. He's going to be owned too, though. It's just a great slate for a low scoring game because you got a lot of options. But if you play the two receivers like we're talking about, Puka, JSN, if you want to play two other guys up here, which I kind of do, Darnold or Kyron or Stafford, two of those three, then you're going down cheap, and it'd be tough to play both quarterbacks, but you could, and then you're just going to have to fade all the running games.
Do you think they treat this like a playoff game, pull back some snaps from Corum and add more to Williams finally?
Why won't they use Corum in the playoffs this time? He looks good.
No, but he's saying like go back to like, maybe 65% Kyron Williams instead of like a 55-45 split, which it's kind of been. It's been.
I don't
it's
know
been,
why would they though? Corum's look good.
No, no, I'm just saying like maybe because how much they love Kyron. And in my opinion,
how do you know they don't love Corum? That's kind of my point.
They definitely love Corum. They
mean.
drafted him in the 3rd round, I think, and they didn't really need to do it a couple years ago. But for a fact in big spots they want the ball in Kyron's hands. That's just a fact. Kyron could literally fumble twice, and Sean McVay will still run him at the goal line to get them a first down or a touchdown. So we know that for a fact. But no, I don't think that's changing in the regular season. That's just me personally. That doesn't mean that Kyron, his workload couldn't go up. Like that doesn't mean he couldn't get more rushing attempts or stuff like that. I don't think they're going to change that split though, as of now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be. I mean, I don't know what it's been every week, but I think it'll be 60-40 or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty close to a split. Not an exact split, but pretty close to it. So
don't they do like the series thing, or am I wrong? I thought they did like series here, series back, series flips type thing.
Yeah, they have been, but they'll sometimes double up Kyron, and stuff like. It just kind of depends on the game flow too. But all you want is the production, and when you look at the how many rushing attempts and stuff like that, Kyron's still outdoing Corum, but Corum's closer to him. It's close to rushing being almost a split, and who knows? Maybe Corum's, like you said, Corum's good enough to where they want it to be an exact split. Like. Could be, but yeah, it's a series thing. So I personally, though, I want one of them on all my teams. I think, I don't see how one of them doesn't get there in this game without Devontae.
Yeah.
So
you'll definitely be higher on the running backs than me for sure.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like that because I wanted to go to Ken before I go to Kenny Walker. Sam Darnold, Matthew Stafford, do you have a take on if you could only play one, who your favorite would be?
Darnold or Stafford?
Yeah.
Just Darnold because I don't really want to play the Seattle running backs. And even though I'm not as high on the Rams running backs as you, I still want the Rams running backs because I do agree with you. I know Kenny Walker's going to screw me tonight. I already feel it coming because I just don't like him tonight. I can just feel it in my bones that I better bet the touchdown.
You are getting off Kenny Walker at the wrong time if you like.
Yeah, and you get on him. If you were smart and you really wanted to rub it in, then you hop on tonight.
I'll say this. I'm not fading Kenny Walker. I'm going to fade Charbonnet because I think he's just too expensive. But I'm not fading Kenny Walker because if you're right and Seattle does win, I think Kenny Walker's a reason because the way the Rams play, I don't think Rashid Shaheed is going to be as involved. I think they're going to need JSN, but I think they're going to need Kenny Walker to be good. And you saw it in the Rams game the last time. Kenny Walker was like, one of the only guys that in that offense that was good. And they kind of fed him more. I know, like the passing game, 3 targets, 44 yards receiving. He had 16 rushing attempts. That was the most he's had in the last, pretty much since the bye. So the last, 7 games or so. That was the most rushing attempts he's had. And we both think this game's going to be close. So if this game's going to be close, I think Kenny Walker is going to have to be good if you like Seattle. So I don't love, I get it. I get why you don't like Kenny Walker. I just think it would make more sense to me if you were on the Rams. You're on Seattle. I think you got to like Kenny Walker or Charbonnet for that matter, but I think one of them has to have a decent game. You're trusting Sam Darnold, who hasn't been good in a couple weeks and has struggled against this defense and the Rams and Chris Shula. I don't know. I don't really see it, but I get it because he's been so disappointing.
And with at the top, I just think you need the 4 leading scorers. So yeah, if you think Kenny Walker's going to outscore Darnold, then you should play him. I just don't think he's going to outscore Darnold. So Yeah, I know there's the 2,200 price difference, but with the way I'm building teams, it's not going to matter. Like I need the 4 highest scoring guys or the 4 highest scoring studs to be in my build. So
okay, so
yeah.
what about this range of like Shaheed? I know you said you're not playing Charbonnet. I'm not either. You got like Cooper Kupp, Shaheed, that like secondary receiver for Seattle. You do like Sam Darnold and Seattle, so I would kind of assume that maybe one of these low-owned receivers you'd like with them, but they do seem kind of pricey.
Yeah, it makes it tough. Shaheed has started, even though Seattle's offense has struggled, he started to find a little bit of mojo in the offense. 7 targets and 5, I think, the last 2 weeks when I was looking. Hasn't caught a touchdown, obviously, but last 2 weeks, both pretty good fantasy games, especially at that price. I don't love it in the wind, but maybe if the wind's with them, it helps the deep ball a little bit. Throw it out there and let them go catch it one quarter when they're in the wind. So I definitely like Shaheed more than Cooper Kupp. I think Cooper Kupp is a decent floor play. Like I think he gets you, I don't know, like 10 fantasy points or something. But I think Shaheed is good enough to even be a captain type guy. Upside guy. Like he could easily hit a floor too, but I think his ceiling's way better. I don't love it though. I don't love this range. It's just going to be more studs and scrubs for me, but I'll have some Shaheed. And then, but that next range, like Colby Parkinson, Seattle, we've said it all year. I love my Seattle team. Their big weakness is tight end though. And Parkinson's look good. I've always been a fan. You got a little revenge. He was in Seattle for a while, right? I love Colby Parkinson tonight. Like I love him with the win too. Like some dump offs. Seattle struggles against the tight end. I mean, he looks awesome to me.
Well, they're going to see a few of them because the Rams love playing their 13 personnel here with multiple tight ends, and with Devontae Adams out, you're going to see it more. You're probably going to see it even more the way they use these tight ends. So yeah, I mean, Colby Parkinson. The only thing about Park is just the price, but he's been really friggin' good.
It's the price, but look at the projections. His projections better than everyone in that price range.
Well, it makes sense. He's been fucking unbelievable. I'm just saying, though, now you're paying for Colby Parkinson. And by the way, one of the most bullshit calls of the year was Colby Parkinson, who, and by the way, this helped me because he scored a touchdown and I had this, so I was happy. But that was not a touchdown. I don't know if you know the play I'm referring to, but that go ball that they pretty much threw to him and he caught and his knee was clearly down. And they said, oh, the ball moved after and he didn't secure it until he got no fucking way you called that. Like that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
That was crazy. Like I couldn't believe that. And the announcers were like, sure, you know, the ref that they have, like in
the announcers are always annoying though with that. Like it's like they're not seeing the same thing.
But the ref like announcer in the booth was like, for sure it wasn't a touchdown. And they're like, Gene or whoever was doing it, Gene, what do you think of that? What do you think of that call? And he's like, I'm stunned.
Yeah. And they don't want to like trash the refs or the decision makers, so they always try to like walk the fine line. I wish they would just lean into it though, like Mark would be like, "That's horrible."
Yeah, they should. They should just lean into it. That's terrible. But yeah, I'm not into the Kupp Shaheed range. I mean, like I'd much prefer Kenny Walker than those guys. I don't like Shaheed, Charbonnet, Kupp range at all. I do like the Parkinson call. For sure. The next range is the kickers. And I don't know, Tony, with the wind and stuff, does the kicking scare you at all? On top of it, I could see McVay being a little more aggressive in this game just because it's very meaningful game for the Rams. Remember, Matthew Stafford, that bye could be very useful to a vet like Matthew Stafford, to Devontae Adams, who's banged up, to Puka Nacua, who literally gets banged up every single game. It feels like he gets banged up in some way, shape, or form. The Rams definitely want this bye.
Yeah. I just, the issue is, so you got Devontae out, which could lead to more field goals. And you got Jason Myers, who's an absolute wagon at kicker. Just an absolute. You want to see a kicker game log? Click on this dude. I mean, this guy is a wagon.
This is a wet dream for Big T right here. Listen to this guy talk. Go change your undies real quick, dude.
Seriously though, click on his game log, dude. Have you looked at it?
Oh no, I know. And literally, it's a double-digit machine. I know.
Not even double digits. You're talking like mid double digits. Hit 24, 14, 19, 13, 15, 15. Over the last 6 weeks, he averages like 17 fantasy points. Like, he is an absolute wagon. I mean, but you do get wind and you do get some good cheap plays. But there's no way I'm not playing some Jason Myers when he, I mean, at the absolute worst, he's going to kick a few field goals. So you're giving me like a two field goal floor type thing.
Are you Jason Myers over Colby Parkinson?
I mean, Parkinson's a really good play. I like both of them. I don't think I would play Myers over Parkinson though.
Man,
I'd like both of them.
Been really fucking good, dude.
He's an absolute wagon, but I like the Rams kicker too, though. I think they're going to kick more. I think this game's going to be close, which means I think that means field goals in a game where both teams are solid. I don't think they get as risky in a game like this. Late, I think they could get more creative.
Yeah, I disagree. I think McVay's going to be aggressive.
We'll see. We definitely disagree on that then.
Myers is definitely the play if you want to play a kicker. I can't play the other kicker because I can't play him over Myers, and I'm not doing the double kicker. But
double kicker's good printing. I'll just say it.
Too many cheap plays, though. I think
there's a lot of good cheap plays for sure.
I think you're going to need 4 studs, so I can.
I mean, this slate is so good. Like, it's just. I think my stand might just be not playing those good guys in the captain. The problem with that is when they get 30, you're just screwed. But
I don't think it's a kicker captain tonight. I think if you play the kickers, even though Myers is great, he's a great kicker captain, but he's going to have
I've never seen it. I don't know, like, the history of the kicker fantasy play. He's got to be on pace for a record.
I mean,
he averages 13 freaking points.
That just tells you how many times Sam Darnold gets close, but not close enough. It's not a finisher, Big T. You're betting on a non-finisher. He's got to finish.
I mean, Sam Darnold only averages 16 points. He only averages 3 more points than the kicker.
That's crazy.
And the defense is a wagon, too. They average 11 points, but obviously
that's why Seattle's so good. All their positions are really good. Like, they have good special teams, good defense, good receivers,
good coaching.
Good coaching. I think their skill guys are good. You know what I mean? I think the weak point might be their offensive line. If you had to like pick one out, it'd probably be the offensive line. But man, everything else is pretty fucking solid for Seattle. But we get to this next range, and we already talked about Blake.
No, he's number one kicker in fantasy. I'm talking about history of fantasy.
No, obviously, he's talking about number one kicker ever. That's what he's talking about.
He has enormous numbers.
Dude, imagine this. If you told me Myers was outscoring Justin Jefferson at the beginning of the year, we would all thought you were a fucking crazy psychopath. Justin Jefferson getting outscored by Myers. Tough scene. J-Mon says Myers is my anti-play. Yeah, get in there, J-Mon. Love that.
I'll honestly agree, though. I don't hate it because of how many cheap plays there are. There's some great cheap plays. We haven't even got to some of my favorite plays, and you're gonna like that. We're gonna be in agreement on a lot of this slate. Like, besides the teams, there's a lot of guys we like down in the cheap range. Is all I'm saying. Like, there is. Woo! I'm excited for this slate. I think we might get a title tonight, no matter which team wins. Because honestly, fantasy wise, I don't think it matters which team wins. I think it's going to play that style where you're not leaning either way, at least for me. I mean, I like Seattle to win the game, but it doesn't impact anything DFS-wise for me, who I think is going to win.
No, definitely does not impact. Let's get to the next range, though, because Quorum, I like. It sounds like you're okay with him. You're not as high on the running backs, but you don't mind Quorum.
My issue with them is just, I mean, how I can't put them ahead of Parkinson or Myers or even Barner.
Well, that's the other guy. I mean, because
Yeah.
we've seen the Rams. The Rams don't struggle against a lot, but they do struggle. Actually, both these teams kind of struggle against tight ends.
Seattle's terrible against tight ends. The Rams are close to bad against tight ends.
The Rams have been worse, though, I think, recently to tight ends. If you just look through like recent stuff. I'm going to dig in real quick here because I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, but I want to double check. I know Seattle's been bad most of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Seattle's
they're middling. They're middling. So maybe I'm a little off here. The Rams
they had a couple really bad weeks, but then the last 3 weeks it's been all right.
But Seattle, I do like AJ Barner though. I do think he's a really good play.
Great play. I mean, and he just continues to do well. He crushed the last time they played too, I think, right?
Yeah, he got like 8 or 9 catches, I think. He smashed.
What was his oh yeah, so he got 17 without a touchdown. That's a lot for a tight end without a touchdown.
That's a lot. That's a lot. And I mean, see, the Rams play a lot of zone. You know, I could see it again. I could see him being peppered, especially if the wind is affecting stuff. Maybe those shorter tight end routes are where both teams are going, to be honest with you, you know, so I like it. I think the volume could be there again for him. And, you know, my debate is Corum, and I kind of agree with you. I think I'd lean, if you made me pick like one or the other, I think I'd lean AJ Barner, but, you know, Corum's obviously a good play too.
All these plays in this range are good to me for sure.
Well, I mean, what about the defenses? What about the defenses? Because you like the kickers. What about the defenses?
I like the other plays more, but I like the kickers, or I mean the defenses too. I don't think people are really going to be on them all that much, like 15% ownership type things.
Yep.
And the thing about both defenses, they have upside though. Like they can score touchdowns, they can get sacks, they can make plays. The weather, whatever we think about the weather, it still has to be at least decent for the defenses. It can't be bad. Like if they're playing at the Rams, that would be perfect conditions. In Seattle, even if we don't think the weather makes a ton of difference, which I don't, it has to be pro defense, even if it's just a little plus sign next to it. So I'm in on them. The hard part is, though, this is why Showdown is built for more playing at least 4 or 5 teams, up 20, 150. Just because I want all these mid-range guys on some form of my teams. I want some of the Rams defense. I want some of Seattle's defense. You got to find some guys to get off of in this range, but it's hard. I don't like if you told me my anti from 5,400 Colby Parkinson to 3,600 Seattle's defense. I mean, who am I wanting to get off in this range? They're all owned. Every one of them is owned.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it would have to be Corum for me, maybe because you're Kyron, where maybe he does get more workload.
Yeah,
and I like Corum though, but
or maybe just Kyron's better in this game, like he was last time. Like maybe Kyron's just better.
But I don't want to get off any of them. Like I want some of all of these guys, which means we just got to pick how we use it. Like
for me, it would be the kickers. If you made me pick, it'd be the kickers.
And that could be a good way to go just because their ownership. I mean, they're going to be high owned. The problem is just don't click on that Jason Myers box score because God, he's a wagon.
Nevis is going to be high owned though. He's like 21%, 22%. Like even he's one of the higher owned guys right now on the slate. Because the problem
is going to be owned.
The problem is like, the top tier is top heavy ownership wise because there's so many value plays, but the value plays are spread out. So once you get down into this value, there's so many guys that there's not as many like Tony on a different slate where you have like 1 or 2 values and that's it. Those value plays are like 30+% owned. That's not this slate. This slate, they're like 18 to 20% owned because there's just a few of them. There's more than 2.
It's why my path is for sure. The more we talk about it, I was leaning this way anyways, but just to play one of these guys in the captain, it really opens up things to where you can play 4 studs. You can not play the massive chalk at captain with Puka and JSN, who obviously we like. We're not saying we don't like. Well, I'm saying you might like it more than me, but you're getting off probably 50+% ownership at captain between the two for someone that's going to be 5% owned in the captain. And you're still playing those guys so that when they get like 24 tonight or something, you're still golden. Like you're still solid with those numbers. And it lets you play more things to where you don't fall on the same build. Because if you play those guys in the captain, you're still going to have a lot of the same pieces as you go down. You're going to fall on the same values. You're going to all the same stuff. So I think that's how I'll be different, is just play more of that mid-range captain.
So let's kind of talk about the cheap guys, though, Tony. So, like the cheap plays here, when you kind of start going down, I mean, all right, I think this is who you're talking about, because after the defenses, you got Tutu Atwell at 3,400, Davis Allen 2,600, Jordan Whittington 2,400, Keontae Mumpfield 2K, Terence Ferguson 1,600, Xavier Smith 1,200. Even the backup tight end for Seattle, Sobert, 600. There's a lot of these guys down here. I mean, how are you trying to, eliminate some? Like, are you going to play all these guys in like some way, shape, or form? Or are there like a couple guys that you're trying to key in?
For me, it's the tight ends for sure. I mean, Davis Allen, Ferguson, Sobert, all three of those guys are for me. And Mump, I love Mump, but I'd put him I'd put him behind Ferguson and Allen. I wouldn't put him.
I will say, I sent this to you, Mike LaFleur. This was a quote from Mike LaFleur, who's the offensive coordinator for the Rams. He had high praise for Keontae Mumpfield, who he says has similar traits to Davante Adams. I don't know about that, but the QB trusts him, the coaches trust him, his teammates trust him. But pretty much, he was the guy when they were down Puka against Jacksonville in I think they played in England or wherever, overseas. He played more and he caught a touchdown. I don't know. You probably remember he caught the touchdown in that game. Yeah. And they said, like, he's been playing a lot, even though he hasn't gotten the ball, Tony. He's gotten a lot of live game reps with Tutu out for a while now in that game there. And he showed them that he can be that guy. So, and you said he's super talented. You always liked him. I know you said it to me before when you were like, oh, the Rams have my boy Mumpfield. And I was like, yeah. you know this guy? And he's like, oh, I loved him in college.
Yeah, he's a beast. I mean, honestly, all these, I mean, Davis Allen, Mump, Ferguson, they're all for the Rams. They're all just great plays. And I like think you can use all three of them in the captain too. I never say that ever. But when one of these guys catches a touchdown and they get you somehow 12 fantasy points or something, you are just huge because you can fit the 4 studs and you can fit even one more decent play in there. So I mean, I love those three. I probably should even remove, you got to remove some pieces like you're saying. I probably should even remove Sobert just because I don't see him getting more than like.
He's going to have to do a lot to beat some of those guys out.
It's just maybe the price like somehow gets you a difference where it's like you can only, the only way I'm playing him though is if I just have to, like, if it's a perfect build and I just have to get him in there. But these other 3 plays I think are significantly better.
Yeah, and I'm going to go a step further. I think Terence Ferguson is by far the best play of that entire range. Terence Ferguson ran the most routes of anybody for the Rams last week. 29 routes. That was more than Puka, more than Davante, who obviously got hurt. And I think he got helped by the fact, 1, Davante getting hurt, but 2, they're running all this 13. And Terence Ferguson, in that game where Puka was out, he got a bump in that game when they were overseas in week 7 as well. And he ran 50% of his routes out wide. And why is that so important? Because Davante Adams runs a majority of his routes out wide because they want Puka to play some or a decent amount in the slot. They want to be able to move him around so he's not always playing out wide. They want to be able to move him around a little bit. And Terence Ferguson is one of those tight ends. You know, Davis Allen, they don't love throwing him out wide. They do it a very small amount, but they don't love doing it. Same with Colby Parkinson. They don't love throwing him out wide. Tyler Higbee, they did it with a little bit, but he's not playing in this game. So I think Terence Ferguson could clearly be the guy that gets the biggest boost with the 13 personnel, with no Devontae Adams, knowing that they like to put him out wide of the tight ends more than the other two guys. So I think that gives him the biggest boost here, for me. So he's my favorite cheapie. I think I'd go him, Mump 1, 2, and then probably like Davis Allen 3. And then kind of the rest after that, when just talking about like the cheap range, because, like Tutu Atwell, I think I'd rather Mump, who's cheaper. But Tutu's good. I don't know if he's like, he barely played last week, Tony, and I think they could have used him in spots, and maybe they're bringing him back just really slow. I don't know, because I think he's better than like Xavier Smith and some of these other guys that are just playing over him. But
I don't like it. That's kind of my stand. I don't really like any of those other Ram wide receivers as much.
You don't like Whittington. You don't like he's more
like,
of a
I like
blocker.
so many cheap plays. It's like you say, you just can't, at least the way I build. Like, I'm not playing 150 tonight. I can't play everyone. So that's kind of my stand. I'm just playing the tight ends. So one of the things I've been playing with is this Fergie captain while we've been going. You can play Parkinson in the flex, but Ferguson, believe it or not, gets you in a little bit of a weird build. Like, it leaves you in a bad zone if you play 4 studs with him. Even though it seems like it leaves you where you're right below being able to play like a Barner and a Corum. And it's just the defenses. So it really leaves you in a weird spot. Maybe you could play Parkinson instead of like Stafford or something in a build like that and go down a little, and that would be the build. You can do it though, absolutely. You can play 2 tight ends, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't mind the Terence Ferguson captain builds for sure.
It's just a matter of what you get though. Like, I love it. The weird part is though, just playing with it and looking at it, Parkinson actually fits better in the captain than Ferguson
because of the range,
where it leaves you.
Yeah, because of the range. Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. And to be honest, like Colby Parkinson has been by far the best when it comes to just looking at what they've been doing on the field. But like, you can see the Terence Ferguson talent, like the immense talent. You can see that they want to get him looks, get him the football a little bit. He dropped the touchdown last week. They're trying to get him involved a little bit more. And hey, I mean, Devontae Adams out. It can't just be all Puka. Like, one of these other guys is going to be involved, maybe 2. And that's where it's like, hey, maybe I should just make a rule like one of these Rams tight ends on all my teams.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't hate that. Like, at least one. I would even, I mean, one. Who else does Seattle? They got Barner. They got
Barner. That's why I'm saying, like, at least one of these tight ends on all of my teams.
Yeah, I was thinking Sauber was who I was thinking for the second. I was going to say one for each team, but I mean, I'm good with even like 2 tight ends total. Tight ends are such good plays.
I mean, you know for a fact the Rams are using their tight ends. So, like, you can just lean into that. It's just you might start losing out on some of your Mumpfield teams, some other teams when you start making the 2+ rules or something like that. But I like it because I do think the tight ends crush. It's just a matter of who. Obviously AJ Barner on one side, but the Rams ones, I mean, let's be honest, it could be 2 of 3. Two of these 3 guys could crush, catch touchdowns, have good games. So, yeah, Blake Corum tonight for the solo ship at captain. That'll be different. But those are the captains. Like, if you somehow bank a Blake Corum and he breaks out for 2 touchdowns or something like that, you are going to be so unique on this slate. And like Tony said, even him, he probably doesn't leave you in as weird of a range, just like building it out. So
anything like that I like. And like locking Shaheed makes you a little bit different. All those little things are how you have a big night. Like, we're talking about all the great plays, and that's fine. But to really, like, really, really smash, you need to have a take like that, like Shaheed or anything. Ferguson is the nut. Tutu, if you love Tutu, like something, and then play all the good plays with it. Just one thing to separate you.
Yeah, like Mumfield or Ferg on all of my teams or something like that. Like just make the
or together. Like maybe
or
it's
together.
maybe
Yeah, or together.
Play them both, and then it gets you all kinds
Who
of
knows
stuff.
too? Like you could get like really unique teams when you play like Puka and the captain, but with both those guys, but there's no Stafford and you have Darnold or something like something weird like that. Like those are teams that can ship. So yeah, no, Tutu is definitely. I mean, the question is more just how much does he play? Because he's definitely got the most from like dude can house one. Tutu only needs one play to house. So, you know, I would like Tutu. I don't like him more than Mumfield, but I would like him more than like Xavier Smith and Jordan Whittington, because I think he's got more boom upside than those guys. But I think those guys like or Whittington, maybe his floor is a little better just because they like him. He probably plays more because they like him as a blocker. Like I know that for a fact. But it doesn't matter as much because I think you're going to see a lot of these 3 tight ends out there. I think you're going to see a lot of 3 tight end sets and jamming these tight ends. So I'm with Tony on just going heavy on it. Tony, we smashed the Darren Waller touchdown last game. That was one thing we got right was the Darren Waller. He was like plus 255, plus 255 on DraftKings.
You got 2, right or no?
He got 2. He got 2 at the end of the day. So I wish I bet the 2. I'm not making the mistake this time because that was my favorite touchdown bet of the entire slate last time. I made sure, Tony, I went in there right when they posted props on DraftKings for Terence Ferguson. I said, I'm betting them all. First touchdown, anytime touchdown, 2 touchdowns. Just give me every single one of them. I got him at plus 700 anytime touchdown. He's down to plus 475 on DraftKings. Now he was plus 9. I think he was 90-1 for 2 touchdowns. I just bet it all. I was just like, give me all the Terence Ferguson stuff now. I'm sure it's going to move a little bit when Devontae gets out. It has. So that's my favorite touchdown bet of the night. Do you have a favorite bet for the people?
Definitely Ferguson and Colby Parkinson are my 2. Since you said Ferguson, I'll just say Parkinson. I mean, both those guys have a great chance
like
to score.
215 or something like that. Still
he's
going to
score. I don't. Seattle's so bad against tight end. I love the tight ends are my touchdown bets for sure. Even Davis Allen, I'll sprinkle a little on him too. He's kind of the third option for me.
You should just combo 2 of those 3 tight ends to score.
Yeah. That's what I like. Yeah, I probably will do that because I like that. And put the first TD in there too.
Yeah. Oh, now you're talking. Now you're going to get serious odds when you start doing first TDs plus another one.
I think these tight ends crush. So yeah.
I'm with you. I like that. You get a little 30-1 Terence Ferguson first touchdown.
I love this too because Kittle's going to crush on Sunday. So I love this bet.
Who does San Fran play again?
I forget too, but it's a great matchup. Whoever it was, it's flow chart appreciated. Whatever.
Okay, flow chart approved.
Big projection too. Like and if you move 2 touchdowns on
probably
both,
out, and Ricky's probably out, right? So
I mean, it's a spot. It is a great spot. Like,
all right. And Juwan got 2 last time, so it's Kittle's turn. I'm with you. And
getting 2 from both those guys has to pay a lot. So
yeah. I mean, now you got me wondering here.
You gotta get us going, or I'm gonna have to leave Emily.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to. Okay, let's do the anti-play real quick. We'll do the anti-play here. I'm gonna go with the kicker on the Rams side, Harrison Mevis. I think they're gonna play a little more aggressive, knowing how much this game means for that veteran team there. So give me him as my anti-play. Rams kicker Harrison Mevis. I think that's how you say his name. Tony, who's your anti-play?
I'm not going to give Walker. I'm going to end up playing some Walker because the way it builds.
You need to.
I'm going to. I changed my mind. I can't fade him. I just can't. I can't live with myself. And you brought up good points. If I like Seattle, and he fits like that price range fits my builds. I can't give it in good conscience. I'll say, I mean, the only other person up there that I don't love was Cooper Kupp. So he's still 20-something%. I'll say Cooper Kupp. I don't see myself playing much of him. It's a boring one, but he's still 20%. So whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another good one. I like that one.
I think he could get like 10, but I don't ever see him really getting 20 or anything.
I think he's going to have to get more than 10 to be on this this winner. But all right, Tony, favorite play on the slate. Who's the number one guy?
It's got to be the same two guys, just Ferguson and Parkinson. I mean, those two, they're my two favorites. So
I love it. And I mean, Ferguson's obviously my guy, but I'll go instead of Parkinson, just because I agree with you, it's a great play. But I'll go AJ Barner on the other side just to get the double
tight ends,
man. Let's play the tight ends. Jamon Chichi's play of the day is Tutu. All right, I can see Tutu housing one. All right, guys, we got to get out of here though. Tony's got to go pick up his kid. I got my nephew's 3rd birthday party to get to. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this early edition of the Thursday Night Football Print Factory. Make sure you check us out, runpuresports.com. And if you're rewatching later, smash the damn like button. Leave us a comment. Subscribe to the channel. Check us out, runpuresports.com for all your DFS and betting needs. Good luck on DraftKings tonight in your Thursday Night Football Showdown contest for Big T. I'm JSU. Let's crush tonight, and we'll see you guys on Sunday for the Wood Show. We're out of here. Peace.